Guys, Meredith Orman here, and are you still not subscribed to Matt's channel? Well, if you're not, hit the subscribe button because he's giving out free picks each and every week. Hope you have a good rest of your day.
Special Thanksgiving edition of NFL Week 14. We have Thanksgiving in the United States just around the corner, guys. Thursday are the games. Thought I put out a video a little earlier than usual. Usually it comes out Thursday or Friday, but the games are Thursday. I wanted to break down all three games for you guys. I know Thanksgiving games are watched a ton, even if the games aren't the best. We don't have the greatest card, guys, this week, but you have the main teams that are always played. Detroit, you always see playing on Thanksgiving. Dallas, you always see playing on Thanksgiving, so there are a few teams there. I'll be going over those games. I'll provide some free plays and leans for you guys. I'll also go over Week 12 on Sunday, those games, and Monday quickly. Just give you some quick picks that I like. Quick review and quick picks for you guys as well. And, of course, the underdog and teaser plays. Last week, hopefully you guys stayed off Dallas after the Cooper news. Cooper news came out Friday, I think. Friday or Saturday. So I didn't bet it because of that. It did count against my outright. It was my outright play. I did make it as an official play for Dallas on the outright. I did give out Washington as well, though, as my second favorite. So if you guys did see the video a little later, didn't like it because of the Cooper news, I also put the Cooper comment in there as well and mentioned it that I won't be on them because of that. But hey, it still counts against the outright record. Washington got it done, though. Washington got it done on the road. It was my second favorite. Should have went with them first, but it is what it is. No luck last week in the free play video, but we did have a good week for clients and personal plays. I did have a profitable week. We had a big ticket winner with the Dolphins. Close game until the fourth. Dolphins pulled away and covered fairly easily. That was a -3 I got it at. Got it early on Tuesday, I think. I think it did move to 3.5 if I recall later in the week, but sometimes it pays off, of course. Either way, either spread would have hit. So tough about that. Tough thing about last week was the Bills, guys. Bills I did not see struggling like that against Indy at home. Everything lined up for another good game for Allen, and Josh Allen just didn't play well. I don't know what it was. You can throw on this Indy team all year. The thing is, you couldn't run too well against them. And Allen was proven wrong, right? I was proven wrong, and Taylor as well. Taylor ran the ball on the Bills, and that was Bills' strength, was against a run. So very weird game there. You know, obviously, Indy had a chance, I guess, to win the game, but I didn't see a blow like that. That was confusing. That was the only one that kind of got me last week, but it was a profitable week. Huge win for my Ravens last week without Lamar. You usually don't see me in too much Ravens gear, obviously, besides the helmet that I always have, but thought I busted out this week. It was a big win with the underdog on the road. You know, the underdog QB and Snoop. Lamar obviously couldn't go. I jumped on the under in that game right when I heard Lamar couldn't go. Got it easy under cashed. So that was good. But that, yeah, big win for Baltimore. Lamar should be back this week. Big game against Cleveland. Profitable also in the prop market for me, going 2-1. We were on Cook anytime TD, and also over in total yards. Allen got me. Josh Allen, who was supposed to have the big game, got me with, we got the under in his total yards. I think it was 280 through just over 200. Weekly update, guys. Weekly update. 7-3 on underdog outrights. Like I mentioned, I didn't bet the Dallas, but I did give it out here. Hopefully you guys tailed the Washington play. 40-30 long-term run, guys. 40-30 long-term run. Profitable on the year. NBA 14-2, guys. Just under 9 units. Continue to see NBA very clearly right now. I've been off the past couple days in the NBA. Nothing is finding my spot, and I do not force plays. Sometimes it's tough not to force a play, or you want to bet that night or whatnot, but not forcing plays is the key and is the key to stay profitable in sports. PGA, 70% best bets over 2 years, guys. 70% best bets over 2 years now. 65% matchups long term. 2-0 last week in the matchup market. We were not profitable last week, so we did take a little bit of a hit on the units, just about under 2 units though. Loss, it wasn't too bad. So we're just over 62 units in the prop market. UFC 68% long-term client run on all fights. No profit last week, and we do have a week off in the UFC. NHL, low volume, only sport that has not been profitable as of yet. It's still early in the NHL. Guys, check out systemsportscapping.com to become a client today. Detailed emails when I have a personal play in all sports. Also like this video, comment, subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Trying to build the channel, trying to get it going. It'd be much appreciated if you guys do that. Let's get right into Thanksgiving games, guys. Thanksgiving games, and we will start with the 12:30 game. Like I mentioned, guys, not the best game, especially this first game. This first game, we may not see too much going on in this game. Bears right now -3.5 at Lions, total 41.5. I think it did move on some books, but there should be some -3.5s out there. And it looks like it may be backup versus backup in this one. Dalton already was confirmed, but Goff has a chance to play, so we will see. It's probably the worst way to start off of Thanksgiving in recent memory. These two teams here. We seen Dalton come in last week against the Ravens late. He looked decent. Definitely better than the rookie. But he just won't have much time to game plan here on a short week. Boyle, who started for the Lions last week, wasn't great. Let's be honest. 77 passing yards and 2 interceptions. The Lions defense, though, kept them in that one. And the defense looked great in the past 2 games, guys. I expect them to look good again here versus Andy Dalton and this Bears defense. Bears offense, who's just struggling to score. Allen Robinson, their best wide receiver, he could be out again in this one. We're hearing rumblings that Goff could be back. I don't know. He's been limited the past 2 days, so it is possible that he comes back. Don't think it's a huge upgrade, to be honest. It is an upgrade over Boyle, yes, but Goff's not having a great year, and there's no secrets behind that. The key for Detroit to win here is 2 things. I think they have a good chance to win. I do like them at +3.5. And, Swift could be the best and most talented guy on the field. He just needs to be heavily involved. Huge game last week versus the Browns, guys. Over 130 yards rushing. Swift could be the most talented guy on this field, most talented guy on Detroit. That's for sure. He just needs to be a big part. He needs to be super busy in this one for the Lions to be able to win this game outright and hang around. I'll be looking at the Lions here and the under, guys. Also, the team total on the Bears looks a bit high at 23.5. I already bet it. So I suggest you guys try to jump on that if you can get that number. I just don't think Andy Dalton is going to have that much success here on the road against a Detroit defense that's been playing well. So let's see if they do keep it up. Swift props will be a look here as well. And look at Mooney. Mooney's been very active, especially if Robinson's out. Look at Mooney on the over in his receiving yards. He's a big play threat, guys. He makes some very impressive catches as well. So Mooney will be a look here. Dalton will like to air it out and find someone. So yeah, Swift props over and Mooney props over. Not going to be a great game, but we'll see what happens in that one. Later afternoon game, guys. Raiders versus Cowboys. A little better one here. Cowboys -7.5, total 50.5. Raiders are starting to fall apart here, guys. I was on the Raiders a little earlier to fall apart, but I think now it's happening. Back-to-back blowouts at home, and not too sure if this isn't a third here. A good spot for the Cowboys to bounce back at home, right? Cooper was a big loss for the Cowboys last week, which I mentioned. You can see it. And and he'll be missed here again. I don't think he's playing in this one as well, but I think it's okay against the Raiders. Raiders got blown out of home in back-to-back weeks. Hard for me to get to them in this one. We can see big games from Elliott and Pollard. I think Dallas decides to run the ball a little more here. The Raiders are 29th in the league versus the rush. And, they've been pretty decent against the pass except for the past 2 weeks. So, who knows what happens with the Raiders defense this week. But, a better performance is expected after back-to-back blowout losses. I get that. I see how they should be able to come out here. But it's not a huge spread. I'm not going to be on the Cowboys 7.5 as of yet. If it gets to 7, you may get my money. But what I love here, Cowboys, and I'll mention quickly here in my teaser, I'll have a Thanksgiving teaser for you guys. I like the Cowboys just to win the game. You can get a -1.5, or you can get it just at half, 7-point teaser, 6.5 teaser. That's going to be my look. Lean the over. I won't be on the over from a betting standpoint, but I lean the over. And, Elliott props is what I'm going to look at. It's not out as of yet. But look at the Elliott prop market over. I think he gets busy here. And if Pollard, if his line is low too, I would take a look at that, because I do think they go back and forth with both. Pollard likes to catch out of the backfield, so always receiving and rushing props are a look. And the late game, after dinner game, right? After dinner, after your turkey, if you do celebrate. Oh, the Bills. Bills right now -5, -5.5. It's moving. It was -4 not too long ago, guys. I'm looking at the live board right now. -5.5. There's some 6s out there. It's moving. And it could be maybe because maybe they don't think Kamara is going to play. I don't know, but it's at the Saints. Total's 46. I think a lot of people are just betting the Bills on the bounce back. I get it. Bills' main downfall for me last week. I was on the Bills last week. That was the only downside for the most part. I love the spot for the Bills last week, and they just didn't show up at home. I don't know what else there is to say. I thought it was a good bet at the beginning of the week, and it turned out not to be. The defense they just couldn't stop Taylor, and the rush D was top 5 in the NFL all year. It was very strange, and -5 on the road here, -6, wherever you're able to get it at, it's tough to get to, in my opinion. The Bills haven't been playing as good as of late, minus that Jets game, but it was the Jets, so I guess it's kind of hard to predict. The Saints aren't playing as good either, right? They're not playing great, especially after losing their QB. They're not playing well. They're not finding their way with the new QB and in the new situation. The defense is not playing up to their potential. They've lost 3 in a row and still trying to find answers at QB. Kamara missed last week's game and hasn't practiced yet. You're going to have to wait to see if he plays. This line movement is telling me maybe he's not going to on a short week. Could be a long shot to play here. Without Kamara, I obviously like the Bills more. I'll be waiting for news on him. The way to beat the Saints is in the air, right? Ranked towards the bottom of the league against against passing yards allowed. So once again, Allen will have a chance to prove himself. The Colts weren't great against the pass either, but he didn't show up last week. So we'll see if he's able to bounce back after a tough showing at home. And, I'm expecting them to. That's what the line is telling you, and the movement as well. I'm expecting the Bills to bounce back here. I just don't love the spread. I don't love the spread. But I do think the Bills are great in a teaser option, for them to win. I got it earlier at +3 when the Bills were -4. I don't think that will be out there anymore, so it is a little, if Saints do get the win here and Bills continue their struggles, your teaser's ruined, right? So I won't have them in the teaser for you guys. I lean the over, though. I lean the over 46.5. I think Bills could put up 30 themselves if they show up. Right, if this is the Bills team that we know, they can put 30 on the board. So I lean the over 46. It's a lower number, right? So I think it could get there. It's always worth a look at the Diggs, too. Diggs over is always a look in the prop market. So wait for that. Last week, Simeon, he's just very inconsistent, right? Sure, he did have 3 touchdowns, but he also had 2 interceptions, and he only was 22 for 40. Didn't have Kamara to drop the ball off to or hand off the ball. Ingram actually played okay. He actually ran for over 80 yards, which was kind of surprising. But, they need Kamara in there. He's their best player. Wait for the news on this one before you get active in this. If you see plus sixes out there and Kamara is going to play, even fives, Saints may be worth a look to cover. But, I do think Bills find a win here. So Bills in the money line parlay could be a look. If you want to tease them, sure. But I think Bills get back on track. That's the only way I can look at here if I was forced to bet it. And a Thanksgiving teaser, guys. Thanksgiving teaser, I'm going to give you, it's a 2-team teaser. I mentioned you can throw Bills in it, but it's not what I like the most, especially at the line movement. Thanksgiving teaser, Dallas just to win. Okay, Dallas just to win, and Lions plus 10.5. So Dallas just to win and Lions plus 10.5. That's a 7-point teaser with a little juice. But those are my two favorite plays for the Thanksgiving teaser option. Let's look at a few games I'll be looking at this week. Early leans. It is a little earlier this week, right? So you never know what's going to happen Thursday and Friday. Obviously, if you are a client, you do get my later plays as well emailed to you. I'll be looking at a few quick picks here, guys, for you. I'll be adding this to the videos, giving more official plays throughout the week. Jets at Texans. Battle of two terrible teams. Let's talk about it quickly here. However, the Texans are coming off that big win. I think that's going to motivate them here. They beat Tennessee on the road. I think they do carry this over at home. I do like Taylor as he's back. Taylor fights for your money. Texans on the money line. Lean the -3 here as well. Wilson looks like he will be back. Flacco is on COVID list. So I actually think Flacco is better in there over Wilson, to be honest. He didn't play that bad last week, Flacco. He has the experience. He can throw out of the pocket. He threw well over 200 yards last week. So I think Wilson may be a slight downgrade here. I think Texans find a way at a low cost at -2.5. And Tampa Bay at Colts, laying not even a field goal here with Tampa Bay. It's hard to pass up this one. What Tampa Bay does best is what Indy does best on offense, right? It's stop the run. So Tampa Bay should be able to stop Taylor here. I thought Bills would be able to. Taylor just may be that good, but hopefully Vita Vea comes back for this one, and that rush D will even be better. But we'll see here. I like Tampa Bay -2.5, laying a short price. Monday nighter, I'm going to say Seattle finds a way on the road here, guys. I think Washington has been overachieving a little bit as of late with back-to-back wins over some good teams. Give me Seattle money line on the road. Seattle money line on the road. I think it's +1 right now, or even money. So I'm going to say Seattle bounces back and a big game from Russell Wilson. Underdog outright. I'll leave you guys with an underdog outright. We're 7-3 on the year. Gave out Washington to you guys as a secondary play last week. Hopefully you tailed that. Options this week. Lions on Thursday is my favorite from Thanksgiving. Right, you can get at +160, especially if Goff is back. If Goff is back, I would take a look at the Lions in the underdog outright for Thanksgiving Thursday. Some looks on Sunday. Jacksonville. Short dog. It's not really that much of an underdog. It's +110. But Jacksonville at home. Falcons are just playing terrible. I think Jacksonville can catch them at home. Giants at home as well is a look. Denver at home. Vikings. I think there's a lot of dogs that can come through this week. But I'm going to go with Denver at home here off a bye, guys. Chargers' weakness is against a run, and I think Denver likes to run a lot with Williams and Gordon. They have a great dual threat there. Obviously, the altitude could affect the Chargers. Big divisional game, and I think they get a boost here with two things. Bradley Chubb should be back this week, even though he may be limited. They just took him off IR, so he should be back. And they signed Patrick and Sutton to deals. They're kind of long-term deals. 3 years, one. I can't remember the Sutton one. That should give these guys an extra step this week, right? They know they're going to be here. They're saying Bridgewater is going to be the quarterback. They're not trying to switch that up. So off a bye, I think Broncos can get it done. You can get a plus 130. It's a good price. I think Broncos could get it done here at home. I'm waiting to see if it goes to 3. If it goes to 3, I'll definitely be on the Broncos plus money and the spread. That will do it, guys. That will do it. Enjoy your Thanksgiving dinner if you guys do celebrate it. I definitely will be watching the games. It gives a little more excitement. You got 3 Thursday games, even though they're not the greatest games, and then Sunday and Monday. So it's an exciting week for NFL football. If you do tail, best of luck. And like I always say, guys, bet smart and know your limits. Take care.